But yeah, it was a good trip.
Yeah, it was a good trip up until the point where, obviously, I seen that disturbing clip of Charlie Kirk being assassinated.
Dude, I
never thought I would have seen that day. I mean, I knew there was a possibility, but like, you know what I mean? It's almost like something you can't believe in unless it happens.
You can't continuously call somebody a Nazi, a fascist, and expect no repercussions. We are the party that have the guns, yet the Democrats are the one using them. Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, Charlie Kirk. People are getting assassinated over having a difference of opinion. The dude was a father. The dude was a husband. And he got assassinated for having a difference of opinion. Just think about that.
Peacefully, difference opinion.
Charlie Kirk went to college campuses, gave people a fair chance to come up. He never grilled anybody, never attacked anybody. He was giving them his view. They called him a racist. They called him a fascist. They called him a Nazi. And these people are sick. They are absolutely sick, and it is a one-sided thing. These people have a mental illness. This guy had a transgender boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They, them. People are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. And it's people in America. People all over the world are mourning over Charlie Kirk's death. South Korea, Ireland, Germany, Thailand. And people here in America can't wake up. Half of America, everybody on the outside of America, look away in and see what's happening, except for the Democrats and the liberals. People on the left side are turning to the right side. And there's still lunatic people with mental illness celebrating this. It is disgusting. Absolutely despicable.
Yeah, we had a fellow American get shot in front of thousands of people, in front of his, children, his wife. And then people have the audacity to think it's funny. Like, at the end of the day, even if his views were completely chaotic and off the walls, it still doesn't equate to doing that. Even if he would have been a transgender himself and was spreading all the, views of that, I still would not want people, to celebrate the death of someone that stood up for what they believe in, regardless of what it was.
These are the same people that were celebrating George Floyd, giving him a statue. They gave George Floyd a statue calling him a hero, and they shot Charlie Kirk. These are the same sick people that are in our country. It is good versus evil, and these people are evil. People all over TikTok are celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. Why? Give me one evidence that he said anything racist. Give me one piece of evidence that he's a fascist or anything like a Nazi. I would encourage anybody to try to look up anything and post it in the comments.
I've never personally seen anything bad about the guy. Like, honestly, like, if they would have had dirt on him, it would have been out. And that's the thing of it, is like, he wasn't what they said he was.
Charlie Kirk was a religious man that pushed Jesus on people.
Yeah.
He believed in God, and that's all he tried to push for people. He was a family man, a loving husband and father. And they had to take him out to make a point. They already tried to assassinate Trump. So they had to go after Charlie Kirk, who was doing it the right way, who went and tried to do peaceful debates with the opposing side. And he got assassinated for it. If you have anything to do with celebrating this death or happy about it, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, at the end of the day, no one should be celebrating that death. And like I said, like, he just stood up for what he believed in. It wasn't like he had some far-fetched, far-left ideas. He was a Christian that believed in God and actually, was a true Christian. Like, he actually practiced what he preached. And that's very hard for a lot of people. You know what I mean? He's a better man than I'll probably
practiced
ever
what
be.
he preached.
No matter how hard you try. Like, he has big shoes to fill for any man.
I'm not saying every single Democrat is wrong, and I know there's a lot of them that don't agree with what happened, but for those of you that do, you're a piece of shit. And I hope everything bad happens to you that possibly can. I hope you get fired from your job, and I hope you can wake up one day and realize that you are a piece of shit.
Yeah, 'cause karma is a motherfucker. And like, at this point, Andy, I'm like losing faith in America. Like, first of all, we had that girl from Ukraine that was just stabbed on a
Despicable.
Subway or whatever it
and
was.
the guy, that was definitely because she was white. People can have that debate.
It
He said, I got that white girl.
Exactly. And it was a train full of black people that watched.
Nobody even stepped in and did anything, man.
This poor woman is literally bleeding out on the subway, and not one person even went over and tried to stop the bleeding.
The saddest part is
she's dying.
She came to our country.
Seeking refuge.
Yeah, she wanted to come to our country to be safe, get away from her country, and look what happened.
Yeah. And ironically, Charlie posted like the day before his assassination.
That's his last post on Instagram,
exactly. YouTube. And he's not wrong. And then that happens. It's like, at what point do we say, like, enough is enough? Like, it's, even that judge, like, he was out on like 14 felonies or something like that, I read or seen.
He was literally locked up multiple times. They let him go, I think you're right, 14 times. I think that's accurate.
And now they're sending him to a mental eval. They already put him on a bus or whatever.
The dude needs tortured. He needs his legs cut off, his arms cut off, and they need to torture him before they give him the death penalty. I don't care how extreme that is.
No.
The dude just killed an innocent woman.
And that's like any one of those people on there, all the men on there, they need to broadcast all their names over social media and stuff, because they're pussies. You were honestly a pussy. Even if you didn't have the courage to get up and to defend this woman or try to stop the attacker, you should have at least been American enough to go over there and at least be with her while she died or tried to stop the bleeding, in my opinion. There's no way I could have watched another human being go through that and just stand there. I would rather, I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
It's been almost a week, man, and seeing that video, which I wish I could unsee, of Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck, is one of the hardest things I think I've ever witnessed. It was like, I couldn't believe it. I woke up, I was just like 3 a.m. in Thailand, and I saw that. It was all over my feed. And I saw the video, and I think it changed the tone of America. And I hope people can wake up and say, like you said, enough is enough.
Where do we draw the line? Seriously. I think Charlie Kirk's that line, and they just crossed it.
They absolutely crossed it. And people were saying, oh, we need to tone it down, yada, yada, yada. I honestly don't. I believe it's hard to keep backing down from these Democrats, dude. It is a one-sided thing. These guys have been after Republicans and conservatives for years. You can just look at the timeline with Abe Lincoln, Martin Luther King, all these people, JFK. They've gotten assassinated. We are the party, like I said before, with the guns. But the opposing side is the one using them. Their rhetoric is blame the other side for what we do. And that's exactly what keeps happening. They're trying to silence Trump. They're not happy. If you don't think like them, if you don't act like them, you're the enemy.
And that's what Charlie Kirk did, was talk about it. All he wanted to do was talk and debate peacefully. He's very rarely raised his voice even. And he was trying to educate. Unless you were rude, but even when you were rude, he still, he didn't care.
And these ignorant college kids, he actually had way more fans than he did enemies when it came to college campuses. Thousands of people came to see Charlie. They were excited for him.
Yeah. Did you see?
But these people that can't talk, defend for themselves, he would ask them honest questions. They just instantly went to attack mode because they didn't know how to answer, debate. Like, he was even nice to them, tried to give them a chance. He would stick up for him when his own people that his crowd was there for him. He would tell them to be quiet and let the person answer.
Be
respectful.
Yep.
And that's what he said. Like, he was on South Park. They were making fun of him. And he goes, oh, we're not going to be like the other side. We're going to enjoy this. We're obviously big enough to where we can be on a hit TV comedy. And we're going to enjoy this. Give them the views, we're here making a difference. And that's what he did. He made a difference.
Did you see they have 54,000 new pledges to have, the Charlie Kirk's following there? To have their own place in those colleges and stuff and schools?
They need to do that. George Floyd can get a statue. I think every college campus should get a Charlie Kirk statue. And I think if you're one of those colleges that refuses, then you're just as evil as the person that shot him.
Yeah, and another thing I didn't like too. I didn't obviously get to do a ton of research on it because, quite frankly, it doesn't change much. But New York and New Jersey didn't fly the flag at half-mast under presidential orders for Charlie Kirk.
It's crazy. In the Senate, dude, the guy, I can't remember his name, he said, let's take a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. And there was people in the Senate booing and saying no.
Yeah, it was.
That is despicable.
Yeah.
What is going on here? That Omar chick needs to fuck out of our country. She should not be in our government. That I don't understand that at all. We're handing this country over. We're handing this country away. And this is not the country that our founding fathers would be happy with today. Our government is evil. They're irresponsible. And I don't trust them.
They're all out for personal gain.
They don't care about the American people.
No.
And something has got to change. I think Trump is doing the best he can. I think he is the door that's blocking them from coming and taking everything away from us to be like China. You got to think, China, people don't understand. They don't have social media. They're not allowed. They're not allowed to have YouTube, TikTok. Go to China with your phone. You're not going to have any social media. They want you to think and act a certain way. And that's exactly what our government wants to be like. They want to be like China. They want us to act and be a certain way. So people need to realize that we are not a communist country. This is a democracy. And they're trying to take that away from us.
I agree. And like you were saying about all that stuff too, with that, they sat there, that the whole left side, all they did for Kamala, and then the whole time they said Joe Biden wasn't dementia and stuff. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, he might have cognitive problems and blah, blah, blah. And then not only that, he couldn't even debate Trump. So that was, they had to, he was the voted the most, like, least satisfactory president in history.
They just keep lying.
And then they threw Kamala Harris out there. And all they did was try to go after women's rights. They're taking your women's rights away and abortion. That's what you had.
She doesn't even know what she is, if she's Indian,
Think about
black.
that, though. That side, whole pitch was you're going to lose your rights as a woman.
Yep.
In 2024 or whatever it was. So it's like...
And someone that stopped being friends with me because of that, how's that going? I think your woman still has her rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, said if Trump was president that she wouldn't have her rights anymore. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
No, seriously, you're not wrong. Like, it's like, okay, so now he's president. You still have your rights. It's like, when are they going to wake up and realize, like, hey, maybe they're not telling us the truth?
It's crazy, dude. These people are telling you to get vaccines. They're the ones, they're now saying that they never pressured people. Listen, if you were a doctor, if you worked in the medical field, if you worked in the food industry, most places you worked, if you didn't get the vaccine, then you were going to get fired. These are the people we're dealing with. You weren't allowed to have your freedom of deciding if you wanted to get the vaccine or not. These are the same people that are saying that we're getting brainwashed. You guys are the ones that were forced with the boosters, the vaccine. You listen to everything the media tells you, but we're the brainwashed ones. People are waking up, and I'm glad there's more of us than you guys.
Well, you can only, lie to somebody so many times before they catch on. And people are a little bit slowly but surely catching on.
It's just a sad day in America. I know a lot of people are there. They're patriots fighting for this country, but we need to push back on the lower level of these people. It's exactly like the Nazi Party. There wasn't very many of them, but they were loud. There isn't very many of these sick people, but they're loud, and we need to start standing up for ourselves.
It's the only way you're going to stop a bully. Because that's what they do. They try to bully their beliefs and opinions.
And it's funny. These bullies are these losers with blue hair that can't think for themselves. They can't debate, so they end with violence.
They don't even know what bathroom they want to use. Pronouns or whatever. Like, what do you mean? How are you a they, them? That is plural. I mean, and I suck at English, Andy. I literally, I always have barely passed English class. And, I even know that's a plural form of, people.
Well, if you think about it, you want people, you want people to accept you for the way you are. But you can't accept yourself.
No doubt. You don't love yourself. How can you love somebody else?
Like I've always said before in previous videos, if you can't look in the mirror and be happy with yourself, How are you going to make someone else happy?
Yeah, how can I respect you if you can't respect yourself?
Exactly. And these people are sick. They're mentally
It's
ill.
getting bad.
And I hope...
And even with all that, I still don't care. Be you. This is America.
Mm-hmm.
It's the home of the free, dude. So do you. But don't try to pass it on to me and force me into it.
I just hope we can all unite again one day. I know it's a long journey before we're there again. But you guys can blame Trump, the people that don't like him. I love how a lot of Dems are coming out and saying maybe Trump was right. And I respect those people more than I do most people that can admit that they were wrong.
Yep.
And they are wrong.
It takes a true person to admit that.
Yes.
To actually stand up and say, you know what, I fucked up.
I still have friends that just won't admit they were wrong, but I have a lot of friends that I'm surprised that they came out and said, yeah, I mean, we should have listened a long time ago. And I respect those people so much. Listen, if I was wrong, I would admit it. If Trump was, I would tell you right here on now, if Trump was wrong, I would flat out tell you that he was wrong and I was wrong. Now, you need to be a man, grab your fucking balls, and admit you were wrong if you still don't fucking see it.
I agree with that. Like I said, they silenced Charlie Kirk for a reason. You know why? Because if he was just an ordinary fool, you just would ignore him. You would have just ignored him. You couldn't change the facts he was spitting, and his opinions were backed by logical things.
This is the biggest thing. They were scared of Charlie Kirk. It wasn't just one guy. They were scared of Charlie Kirk because people were listening to him. The young minds of this country were listening to him, and they were following him, and that scared the hell out of them.
He always said, too, in some of his things I've seen, give me 2 to 3 hours at a college campus, and I can undo 4 years of brainwash from college.
Yeah, I mean...
Something along those lines.
Read his book. I mean, it's in there. College is a scam. And people were listening, and I think they were scared. And
sadly, they made him a martyr.
They made him a martyr, and they ended it with violence, shooting him in the neck. So, if that doesn't wake you up and make you realize that we have a huge problem here, then you're part of the problem. So,
definitely.
Thanks for tuning in to Safner and Cross Unfiltered. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.